Welcome to this explainer. Today we're unpacking something absolutely crucial if you're in the pharma game. Whitehall's certified program on 21 CFR Parts 210 and 211. If you're a quality leader, a regulatory affairs specialist, or driving manufacturing operations for finished pharmaceuticals destined for the U.S. market, you're exactly where you need to be. We're going to break down the exact framework the FDA uses to regulate finished drug products, and more importantly, how this curriculum equips you with practitioner-grade competence.
Okay, let's dive into this. The stakes here are literally make or break. Any pharmaceutical product marketed or distributed in the U.S. simply must comply with 21 CFR 210 and 211. Under the Food, Drug, and Cosmetic Act, if your methods or facilities don't conform to these current good manufacturing practices, your drug is legally deemed an adulterated product. Full stop. Non-compliance is exactly what triggers those dreaded FDA Form 483 observations, warning letters, import alerts, or even seizures. Your U.S. market access depends entirely on mastering these rules.
So here's our roadmap for this explainer. We'll start with the bedrock of U.S. cGMP, take a peek inside the Whitehall curriculum, look at who actually needs this training, and wrap up with the inspection-ready outcomes you can expect.
Right, let's get into Part 1, the bedrock of U.S. cGMP and tracing FDA scrutiny right back to the CFR. Now, what's really interesting about this is how cleanly the regulation splits its two parts, which, by the way, the course covers in incredible depth. Think of Part 210 as the vocabulary layer. It's actually really short, just 3 sections. It legally defines crucial terms like batch and lot, which, without Part 210, would be dangerously ambiguous. Part 211, on the other hand, that's the massive operating manual specifically for finished pharmaceuticals. It's divided up into 11 subparts, A through K, basically covering every single stage of your operation.
There's a concept the course really hammers home early on, and it's a game changer. cGMP is just the minimum. It's the baseline, right? Not the ceiling. FDI inspectors look at these clauses as the absolute floor. You really can't aim just to meet the text. You're required to build robust, risk-based quality systems above this baseline, guided by modern standards and ICH harmonization.
And that brings us to the real-world consequences. Look, every single FDA Form 483 or warning letter for a finished pharmaceutical traces directly back to a specific section in Part 210 or 211. Got an unexplained yield variance? That's a violation of Subpart F. Missing an identity test on a raw material? That is an immediate citation under Subpart E. The course is brilliantly designed to show you exactly how regulatory failures translate into severe FDA consequences.
Moving on to Section 2, let's look inside the Whitehall curriculum and unpack subparts A through K.
The curriculum kicks things off with the structural protections found in subparts A through D. A massive focus here is the non-negotiable independence of the Quality Control Unit, or QCU. The course details exactly how the QCU must have the authority to approve or reject batches without ever being overruled by production. It also gets into the weeds on strict requirements for buildings and facilities, like mandatory HPAC differential pressures and the absolute necessity of dedicated, isolated facilities for penicillin products, because obviously we have to prevent life-threatening cross-contamination.
And this brilliantly illustrates how the curriculum tracks the actual physical flow of a batch. Subparts E through H follow the journey from the second raw components hit your loading bay. You're going to learn the rules for mandatory identity testing of components, enforcing first expiring, first out rotation, and the critical, absolutely crucial difference between an approved master production record and an executed batch production record. It also dives into the incredibly strict controls around packaging, cut label destruction, and maintaining cold chain distribution so you can execute a rapid recall if things go sideways.
Finally, we get to the back-end data and the end of the product lifecycle with subparts I through K. The course dives deep into laboratory controls, really stressing why you need validated stability-indicating methods and proper out-of-specification or OOS investigations. It cements the rule that records have to be retained for at least 1 year past the product's expiration date. Plus, it outlines the incredibly tight conditions under which returned products can ever be salvaged, which, as you probably know, is rare and requires some deep storage history evidence.
But here is the true pedagogical hook of the Whitehall course. It doesn't just dryly read the law to you. No way. It maps specific CFR clauses directly to actual FDA Form 483 observations. You aren't just learning what the regulation says, you're learning exactly what audit risk flags inspectors are actively hunting for when they walk onto your floor. Things like missing signatures on batch records or calibration that's past due.
The whole learning process is incredibly well structured to build your confidence. You start with clause-anchored lessons. Then you review those real-world audit risk flags we just talked about. Next, you get these highly practical, Monday morning self-audit checklists that you can literally take and apply to your own site right away. Finally, you prove your competence through a rigorous, scenario-based evaluation. It's a total transformation from just having theoretical knowledge to real, practitioner-grade application.
Okay, Section 3. Who actually needs this training? Why it's a cross-functional mandate?
So ask yourself, who actually owns cGMP compliance out on the production floor? You know, a lot of people think it's just a quality problem. But the course explicitly teaches that compliance is a shared interface. Operations must execute the procedures flawlessly, while quality has to independently review and release them. If either side fails to understand the CFR, the whole system just collapses.
Because of that shared responsibility, this course is built for a pretty wide array of roles. We're talking quality assurance professionals owning the QMS, regulatory affairs folks handling submissions, operations and packaging leaders executing the batch records, QC lab analysts, validation engineers, internal auditors, and even contract manufacturing organizations. Bottom line, if you're involved in making, packaging, or distributing finished pharmaceuticals for the U.S. market, you need this definitive knowledge.
Which brings us to Section 4, Inspection-Ready Outcomes, and how to bulletproof your operations.
Let's move to and see how this builds your post-course roadmap. By the end of this program, you're going to be able to apply 21 CFR 210 and 211 with absolute confidence. You'll have the practical skills to run internal gap analyses using the FDA's very own Quality System Inspection Technique, or QSIT. You'll be prepped to confidently host an FDA inspection, and look, if citations do happen, you'll know exactly how to trace them back to the subpart and respond to those 483 observations effectively.
And the best part? You actually get to prove it. The course wraps up with a rigorous, scenario-based evaluation, about 20 to 25 questions. You'll need an 80% or higher to pass. When you nail it, you earn a downloadable, traceable certificate of completion with a unique verification ID. It's HR-ready, it's LinkedIn-ready, and it is a completely tangible credential that proves genuine cGMP competence right there on your CV.
So what's the bottom line here? The crucial takeaway is that compliance is continuous. It is definitely not a fire drill. FDA expectations are always evolving, and your quality management system has to be built on the rock-solid foundation of 21 CFR 210 and 2111. Are you ready to bulletproof your operations and totally elevate your site's inspection readiness? If you are, this Whitehall course is your exact blueprint. Thanks for joining me on this explainer, and keep learning.